Crypt of Shadows is the Marvel Halloween offering for the Anthology horror story niche. It's got 4 stories featuring Daredevil, Hulk, Werewolf by Night, Deadpool and Scarlet Witch. Writing duties are taken up by Al Ewing, Cavan Scott, Steve Orlando, Declan Shavley and Sarah Bailey. Ewing pens the wraparound story, which is told by Victor Strange, Doctor Strange's vampire brother, who is confined to a mirror for reasons that are explained in the book. I have to be honest, I've got no idea who he was until I read the book. The first story has the Scarlet Witch rescue people from a haunted house and a character called the Bricklayer. I was confused during this story and couldn't really get much satisfaction from it as a result. It could have done with a little bit more exposition. I know a lot of people complain about it being too much exposition sometimes, but this one really could have benefited from it because it was just confusing. The second story is much more straightforward with Deadpool and the Living Mummy. There's some quips and then it ends. It's not bad, it's not great, but it fits into this anthology well as a bit of a palate cleanser before the next story comes along. Third story is the Daredevil one, which is in fighting the Hand and being saved by Man-Thing. A lot of people will be familiar with Man-Thing from the Werewolf by Night special that was on Disney Plus and has recently come out again this year, being recoloured in a 70s style, which actually works really well for it. The story is well written and gets a lot across in only a few pages. In fact, I think it's probably my favourite one from the series. The final story involves a Hulk and Werewolf by Night when the latter encounters a drugged Hulk in mid-suit by Kraven the Hunter. There's monsters and some action, and Kraven gets a comedy send-off from the Hulk. This is a fun collection of stories, and I know Marvel brings this out every year, or at least it has done for the last 3 or 4 years. Not sure why they keep numbering it number 1, why they don't either number it sequentially or just do away with numbering for these books, because it's quite annoying to just constantly see number 1 on covers when you know it doesn't mean anything. A year's a long time in comic books, so it remains to be seen whether or not they will continue with this series next year. I'd like to think that they would, because it's enjoyable. I like these out of continuity stories, although if you read the book, technically I think they are in continuity, but you don't have to have any background to know what's going on in the stories or get any enjoyment from them. I certainly didn't, and I wasn't affected by not knowing where all these characters were right now in the Marvel universe. I think it's a good book to pick up if you can get it for the right price, and I'd recommend doing so if you like these sort of horror anthology collections.